Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the Virus Edition, aka Andy Pods, aka Two Fine Fellows, No Salt Bellows, aka I gotta go to Mike Huddleston, aka Two Jews, No Harm in Killabrews, aka Two Jews, No Rock Brews, aka Smarmy Blarney from the Barmy in Killarney. I like it. Mike Huddleston, the Hunter Man, the AKA man, bringing it to you all the way from New Zealand. We call him Old Zealand. He's Old Zealand, everybody, doing his thing. We are happy to be here with you and happy to try and give you a brief
respite in your day.
A chance to make sense of the madness that is surrounding this pandemic. I try to put it in perspective. I'm like, look, none of us are happy that this is going on.
Nope.
None of us are feeling great about where the world is in this moment. That's on both sides, by the way.
Yeah, that's everybody.
That's everybody. So the question is, how can we attack the people who are losing their shit?
Yes.
And how can we find humor in the madness?
And that's what we try and do. And that's what we're going to do. We got two stories for you.
Let's
get into the first one.
All right. Everybody is pivoting at this time.
Everybody. Strip clubs.
Scratch that. Let me just say, everybody who is fighting for survival and trying to be creative, those people are pivoting.
Yeah. They really realize that a pivot needs to be made in order for you to keep moving forward. This whole podcast for us
is a pivot. Within the same world that we were in, but it's still a pivot. And yeah, you mentioned strip clubs, so I'm going to stay in that area.
Stay there.
Sex workers, they're pivoting.
Yeah.
They're pivoting. We told you guys about the strip club in Portland that repurposed its strippers as delivery food service gals. Great idea on paper.
Good work. It's
Terrible
like Westworld. We're taking you out of this
reprogramming
storyline,
you
and
into
we're going
this.
to take you from this one. You may still have, there may be remnants, reveries from your original storyline that work its way in. You're delivering something. And
Ptolemy Slocum.
Ptolemy Slocum was amazing.
It's a great idea on paper. All right. That's what we know. All right. But it's problems in practice. It's a pivot. All right. There have been recent developments in the sex worker game that we got to let you know about.
Let's get in on it, guys.
OnlyFans, that's all one word, by the way, has become a way for sex workers to connect with their diehard fans directly and to reap, I'm not going to say huge financial gains.
Some of them are.
But
and by the way,
definitely financial rewards.
I actually think that this is a good thing. It's safe. They do it from the comfort of their own home.
They're directly making a difference in people who love them's lives. All right.
They're giving someone the joy that
and
they
they're
want.
cutting out the middleman who would normally take a lot of their money.
And that middleman is mostly men.
It's always a man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would take a chunk of their online earnings and leave them with pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, it's kind of brilliant when you think about it, Jay.
So it is brilliant. So when a former Disney star steps into the OnlyFans world and screws up everything for everyone,
like the whole universe is this a Disney movie? The whole universe gets twisted on its ear.
We got a huge hullabaloo and we got to get into it. All right, Bella Thorne, who I have no idea who that was.
Who's Bella Thorne?
I honestly thought that was one of the WWE wrestling twins.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
it.
Who
Might still be.
Okay. Turns out she was a Disney star who also appeared in the movie Alvin and the Chipmunks Road Chip. I can't believe my kids haven't seen it yet, and I don't want to show it to them.
You are going to have to watch Road Chip.
Like 80 million times.
You're going to have to watch Road Chip.
Well,
was David Cross in Road Chip?
He was in the first one, and I thought he was
so
hilarious.
good.
He was funny.
Thank you, David Cross, for just...
Even in that, he was funny. All right.
God,
so she stepped in it. My man, big time in the OnlyFans community, and
you don't walk into that world without knowing what's going on.
Well, she managed to piss off everybody in the whole chain of command. Okay, her fans, the other sex workers, she's pissed off those two groups and the people at OnlyFans. Have we left anyone out?
No.
Here's what happened.
God,
oh, guess. So she joins. She gets 50,000 followers
immediately because people are like, what is happening here?
Right. So presumably it's the old adage, like, we want to see this child star all grown up. Right. So maybe as she was growing older, people had weird, creepy feelings about her. Now she's of age and they're able to let those feelings express themselves. It's a meme. It's why the Olsen twins had a movie career, or sort of had a movie career.
Straight to video movie career.
So
they have an empire.
Literally,
and one of them was married to like a French diplomat.
Really?
Yes.
Look it up. All right. So she this woman, Bella Thorne,
French government person. Sarkozy.
No, she wasn't.
Yes.
All right. So she joins OnlyFans. Fans only. OnlyFans. And she starts charging $200 for nude pictures of her.
Pictures.
Which is or maybe nude videos. I'm not sure. I don't know how it works.
Steep price, if you ask me.
It feels like a steep price, and according to the site, it was steep. But she was getting that kind of money
because that's what people want to see. It.
They want to see those images.
This is the conversion.
Turns out, when they were able to view the video or the images, I don't know what it was, they weren't nude pictures. They were pictures or videos of her in lingerie. All right,
which is nude to her. For Disney, that's like way nude.
Right. But
you got what's your scale of nude?
So then the fans got pissed off.
Of course.
The OnlyFans.
They're OnlyFans, guys.
But not only the OnlyFans. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. They weren't the only ones who were pissed off. And that's got to be a tough moment, by the way, for someone.
Yeah.
You pay for some nude photos or
you
images or videos,
photos.
And you get scammed, but then you got to make that decision.
Do
I go to OnlyFans customer service?
Am I going to be a Karen here and ask to speak to the manager? Do you start
complaining and then admitting that like you wanted to see these pictures about? It becomes a long. Who are you on customer service with? No one. It's not important.
It's not.
Well, get off the phone. Okay.
I need to see this through.
When you come to customer service for anything,
for refund,
you got to come from a position of power.
That's
you
right.
have to be stepping in, and being like, you wronged me.
Hello, I'm outraged. How are you going to fix this?
That's right. You cannot come
That's
from
customer service 101. That's Karen 101.
You cannot come from a place of shame.
Karen takes it to has too much confidence.
Right.
Karen has false confidence. Karen and Kevin have a false confidence in non-factual things.
Right.
If you are going to go to customer service with an actual complaint, you need to have a lot of the facts. And what did Franklin Ajayi, great comedian, always say about the People's Court? You got to have a receipt.
Do you have the receipt?
Judge Wapner, you give the whole story, and then Judge Wapner says, do you have a receipt? No, I do not. I'll be right back with my decision.
All right. So you call up. Hello, I'm outraged. They say, what is it you're trying to refund? Then you say, my OnlyFans. You know what? Never mind.
It doesn't matter.
That's it. That's the devolution of someone who comes from a place of shame.
Right.
People did actually, though, request refunds.
Of
That's how mad they were.
Did.
And it created a logistical nightmare for OnlyFans. Like, those people didn't get into this business to be dealing with logistical nightmares,
to be jerked around.
Right. They wanted other people
to do the jerking.
Thank you. They got in to get paid. So now OnlyFans admin folks,
they're mad.
They're pissed at Bella Thorne.
The IT folks are now upset
for not getting naked and causing a backlash. On top of that, they decided because of this that they got to put a cap on how much people can charge, so that in case in the future anything like this happens, they won't have to give back that
so
much money.
Yeah.
And there never used to be a cap.
That means that someone already spent all of her money.
Right.
That they got from her.
Right. Or, I mean, and this is the thing, so now these poor sex workers who they weren't even thinking about a cap. You're just sort of getting what they think they can get.
So now
they're told that they can't go over $200 or $100 or $150.
Remember your dream of being able to charge whatever you want?
That's gone now because of this Disney star.
Person came in and screwed everything.
So now the other sex workers are pissed at her. And this woman, by the way, according to reports, is worth between $5 and $12 million.
Let's say she's worth half of the lowest amount, $2.5 million. That's a lot of money.
There are people on this site who are doing the sex work who are living paycheck to paycheck.
Way to take food out of their naked women's mouths.
By the way, taking food out of a naked woman's mouth, that's probably another website on OnlyFans.
Pull it out.
There's probably an OnlyFans for that too. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming there is. And on top of this, Thorne told people she only got onto OnlyFans because she's doing a project with filmmaker Sean Baker. So it's like
research for a role? Is that what she's doing?
Well, there's another person she pissed off because Baker made it clear that he's not working on a project with her now.
So now you brought Baker into this whole thing.
Baker said he's working on 2 other projects and that he spoke with Thorne about possibly doing something with her in the future.
I can't hear you with the sound of the truck backing up.
Yeah, it's back check. Possibly doing something in the future with her, and for her to talk to sex workers about their experience, and in Baker's words, not hurt the sex worker industry.
Which is exactly what she did.
Yikes.
She toppled it.
She managed to piss everyone off, and it's because, and I'll say this, she is an entitled, child star who got out over her skis. She didn't think it would back up on her because she has never had anything back up on her.
Someone's always cleaned it up when she.
Well, now she did it.
Far.
Now she did it. She pissed off the porn world.
It's a bummer.
And most people in that world, by the way, have nothing to lose when they're fighting back at you.
Oh, they're coming back and they're swinging hard.
And she looks like an idiot with no backing from her filmmaker. So you know what? I heard this whole thing, and I know you said at the beginning, I hate to say it, but I think this would make an amazing comedy movie.
Let's do it.
Former child star who's looking to change her vanilla image, misunderstands a meeting with a director.
I love this.
That he wants her to start researching a role. She gets involved and pisses off everyone out. And then ultimately she gets what she wanted, a bad reputation for all the wrong reasons. So she's got to find a way to fix it or be canceled forever. And it's called Only Fran.
And her name
is Fran.
Is Fran.
That's the movie.
Only Fran.
Only Fran.
I love it. There you go. Only Fran.
Only Fran could get into a pickle like this.
That's right. Only Fran can piss off only fans.
That's it.
Only Fran. I love it. That's our first story. Disney artist steps into a world that she had no business being in.
She wasn't ready for it.
And realizes that in the real world, there is no such thing as happily ever after.
No.
All right, we've got a great story on the other side of this thing. Again, I'm always amazed when people are flying.
Yes.
But there's a Ukrainian woman who does something on a flight that is not to be believed. Mm-hmm. And it's after the plane lands, and I honestly it's a small thing, but I'm so shocked by it.
Okay.
This is Sklar Country, the virus edition. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Always at this moment, we take a brief moment to mention that we are doing this live, Dumb People Town, with Mike Birbiglia and Mike Doty from Soul Coffee and the lead singer. It's going to be awesome. Dan Van Kirk, live. You go to eventbrite.com and look up Live Dumb People Town. It's at the Nowhere Comedy Club.
Tickets are going. Tickets are going.
Tickets are
it
going.
will sell out.
Right.
So we're about 3.5 weeks away, about 3 weeks away. So I would get on it because usually the last week or the last 2 weeks, they really start to go.
Picks up. So go get your tickets right now. If you're thinking about, hey, I'd love to do this. September 26th. It's a Saturday night. It's a great night out while you're in. It makes you feel like you've gone and had a night out.
Yes.
And who knows? We had Jim Gaffigan on, and then he just went off the rails in a beautiful way.
We could be inspired.
Maybe Birbiglia goes nuts and starts trending on Twitter after he talks to us.
I would love it.
It would be amazing. So I want you to check that out. And also our YouTube page. We got ads on the page because we finally got approved. It's wonderful. Watch the ads. Go on there, please. It helps us out a great deal. YouTube, look up Sklar Country. All right.
Here we go.
So,
and we're putting a bunch of other content up there.
Oh,
now
we will.
We're putting back what was up there before and a bunch of other things.
So just get ready. It's all coming back on.
Okay. So we are amazed that people are flying. I see planes go over my house and I'm like, who's on that thing?
What is that?
Who is on that thing?
Guys, the flying vacations can take a break.
We can break.
You can take a vacation from the flying vacations.
Every meeting can happen on Zoom. We're not trying to bankrupt an airline industry.
Unless you're going to see a relative who's dying of COVID, and then you won't even be able to see that person, and you don't want to bring COVID back. Everything can be postponed.
And we get it. Airlines, look, they're not going to stay in business if nobody flies. I'm just wondering.
Maybe they'll pivot like the strip club. We talked about the pivot in the first story. The pivot.
Can you imagine getting food delivered by a 747?
Okay, there's a
DC-9
wing sticking in your brother's room upstairs.
Hey, God, the fish tacos got here so fast.
And they got the right. Did they get the right salsa? They got the right salsa,
did.
guys.
Honey, the salsa's right.
And just for good measure, honey roasted peanuts for everybody.
So they are selling tickets for $17 a flight.
They are. It's like, hey, I'm going from Chicago to New York and it cost me $17 for that flight. Southwest airline prices are now seeming like they're way too much
exorbitant
at this point.
Yeah.
And pricing, low pricing, I think, in this my theory, is having an effect on the type of people that are traveling or what people think they can get away with on the plane.
Right.
If you're not paying much for it, you're not going to value it. Not saying that flights need to be super
expensive. It's why we tell people, please don't paper a room. Please don't give out a bunch of free tickets to our comedy shows. We'd rather have some empty seats and have people who paid
who really wanted to be there. It's not important. It is important for us that we do like a full room, but we want people to value that they're there. They spent some money. They're excited about this.
They're going to be respectful.
Right. Exactly. So, but because flights are $17 right now and like a thimble of orange juice,
right?
That's what it costs to fly across country at this point. you're going to see fistfights between relatives in the jetway that delay a Delta flight for 2 hours. That happened. Right. That happened, by the way, the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And then you just don't know who's going to be on the flight.
So then there's this crazy
And then there's this story. A woman in Ukraine has been blacklisted from flying. Blacklisted from flying.
Period. Just flying.
Not
just from one airline.
She's been blacklisted from flying when she walked onto the wing of an airplane complaining about the heat.
Jesus.
Now, this wasn't as the plane was flying through the air. This isn't like
Tom Cruise. That would have been Tom Cruise would have done that.
No,
Tom Cruise would have complained and then walked out on the wing. Or David Blaine. Did you see David Blaine?
Did he go on a plane?
No,
David Blaine on a plane. I'm air.
I'm tired of
all
these
these
motherfucking David Blaine's on this motherfucking plane. David Blaine grabbed a bunch of helium balloons and took himself up to 18,000 feet and then parachuted down.
No, he didn't.
That's not magic.
Is it magic?
It's just
feels like it's part of the Red Bull series.
It's like a
but
thing.
I will say this. This woman
walked out onto the wing of the plane
and this was not like the Twilight Zone movie where that animal was on the side of the wing. It was terrifying, right? And only the person by the wing saw
was it Lithgow?
That was Lithgow. It was Lithgow. That's not that. All she did was walk
a
on
wing
the plane.
walk.
She took a wing walk after the plane had landed.
Right.
And by the way, Wing Walkers does sound like a Nick Cage movie about Native Americans who won a war by living in the trees and communicating through birds.
Yes.
Right?
Wing Walkers.
They send their messages between hawks and manage to defeat the evil forces that came to take their land away. Wing Walkers.
Wing Walkers.
Right? Wing Walkers.
They're walking on the branches of the trees.
From the director of Wind Talkers comes Wing
Walkers.
Before you can fly, you must learn to walk on the wings of giants.
Wing Walkers.
He lived amongst the birds and the trees, and strangely, that was the one thing that gave his life grounding.
Wing Walkers.
Right?
He was asked to do the one thing he thought he could, dance in the sky. Wing Walkers.
Thought he could never do. She was a crazy Ukrainian woman on a plane who just landed and decided to take a walk out on the wing.
Wing Walkers.
Wing Walkers is the prequel to Lonesome Dove.
Wing Walkers is the prequel and the sequel to Lonesome Dove.
Back to this crazy bitch on the air. On the wing.
On the wing.
On the wings of planes. Ukrainian International Airlines, the Spirit Air of Kiev.
Sure.
I can only say. UIA said this woman opened the emergency exit and went out on the wing after
Terrifying
landing.
if that happens.
After landing in the Ukrainian city of Kiev, reports The Sun. And everyone was cool with that. So nobody tried to stop her. By the way,
that either shows you how few people are on the plane or also people are just terrified of someone who would open.
It's not like grabbing your rolly bag out of the top. No, you have to go in, turn the thing, pick it up, move it out, dispense with it, and then go on. Like there's so many things that have to happen that nobody saw her do that. Not even the people who were cleaning up the plane, and they weren't like, hey, ma'am, you can't do that.
Lady, no.
What are you doing?
Well, this isn't Spirit Air.
The mother of two reportedly complained about feeling too hot after arriving in the city.
I will say this. We have flown with our kids before.
Mother of two.
I understand.
How young are the kids?
If they're like
little,
4 and 8, 4 and 6,
4 and 2,
4 and 2, I'd be like, I get it.
I get it.
I want to get
away from your
wing.
family. You want to get out of there. You want to get away from there. I get it. By any means necessary, but get out. Just get out on the wing. Get away
out
from
on the
them.
wing. God,
see if you can disappear into the bowels of the airport forever. Just get away.
Those kids have been really, really acting up if this woman feels like she needs to do that.
To beat the heat, she opened up an emergency exit on the Boeing 737-86N and climbed out on the wing to, quote, get some air. To beat the heat.
What are they doing?
It landed.
Is it a Dutch oven in there? What are they doing? Why are they heating it up so much?
On how hot it was on she couldn't wait the 4 minutes it would take to get off the plane and then just
I love that they said mother of two because the kids might not have even been there. They just want to let everyone know that this woman has like kids that she's raised.
Were other people complaining about how hot it was? That I got to know that. If they weren't, then this woman is just nuts. Nobody else wanted to bust open an emergency door and just jump out.
Why were you so goddamn hot? That's what I want to know.
According to Lad Bible, another passenger on the flight said, quote, the aircraft landed and almost all the passengers got off. She walked almost all the way from the tail to the emergency exit row, opened the door, and went out.
She could have just got off the plane. She 100% could have just got off the plane. She chose to go onto the way. She was almost out the door. Mm-hmm. She was almost out the door. She was not trying to beat the heat. She was trying to either make a TikTok or get rid of her kids. Get away from her children.
By that time, her 2 children went outside the plane and they were standing right next to me. This is what the woman said. They were surprised, saying, "That's our mom."
Well, how did they say that?
How did they say it? Did they say like,
that's our mom.
That's our mom, all right.
She tried to go. What are you going to do?
She tried to go on the roof of a Chinese restaurant 2 months ago. That's our mom.
She once climbed under a bus and rode 40 miles with the luggage with Matt Walsh. That's our mom.
Or they were surprised, like, hey, that person should be taking care of us.
That's our mom.
That's our mom. That she shouldn't be.
Excuse me.
So now you're seeing kids realize that their relationship with their mom is going to be different from now until the end of time. They're going to have to take care of her. She's the kid in their relationship, and they're the parents, even if they're 4 and 6 years old.
She went out on a wing on this one. She went out on a limb.
She went out on a wing on this one. Footage that has gone viral on social media shows the woman walking casually out onto the wing of an airplane. She walks.
That's even maybe the scariest part, that she walks so casually.
She walks so casually.
Was a hand in the pocket?
It's like she's window shopping for a crystal vase.
Jeez.
And I said vase, God damn it.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Again, not a huge thing. She didn't hurt anybody.
She wasn't pointing a weapon at anyone. She wasn't freaking out about a mass.
She walks out on the wing of a plane. When we were filming United States of America, we went out to the Mojave Desert, to that airplane boneyard. Jay and I went into an abandoned plane and we climbed out and shot a stand-up thing where we did a whole section with stats between us and everything. We were standing on a wing. It's about 15 feet off the ground, right? 10 feet, 15 feet. It definitely felt up there.
And it's not like all flat. Like it's kind of like it's on an angle
aerodynamically, so you feel like you're gonna fall off this thing. And if you have to do anything except stand there,
I wasn't casually walking around there.
I'll tell you that. I cannot believe, as people who have stood on the wing of a plane before, what she did was brazen. She was crazy.
It's madness.
Someone was walking around like she was shopping at like a Barney's Co-op.
Jeez.
Boryspil International Airport in Kiev confirmed the incident, while Ukrainian International Airlines said the woman has been blacklisted. How do you blacklist her, Jay? How?
What, she's never allowed to buy a ticket, maybe?
Maybe.
She's blacklisted from other airlines? What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Why is anyone flying right now? Please tell me why anyone is even flying. The passenger was blacklisted for gross violation of aviation safety rules and behavior on board. UIA said, well, technically, and I don't want to tell you how to blacklist somebody, but her crazy violation of the safety rules didn't actually happen on board.
She was very much off board.
She was off board, maybe on wing.
Wing walkers.
Wing walkers. The airline also demanded that the woman be made to pay a high fine. How high?
I want to know how high.
Like Red Man and Method Man. How high?
Is it not as high as a wing of a plane?
Maybe. You know, airlines are strapped for cash right now. If you're going to get fined, you might have to pay. It might be in the billions, lady.
Yeah.
If you want to fly again, you might be in the billions with a B. I'm talking a B.
You're going to be bailing out an industry.
The woman was unable to provide an explanation for her actions besides saying that she felt too warm inside the aircraft. Tests show she was not intoxicated. She felt too warm?
She wasn't drunk.
Yeah. You don't say, I don't know, or I felt a little warm. It's like, You say, I was freaking burning up and there was only one thing I could do, which was get off that plane.
Or there's a devil that lives inside of my heart and it's telling me what to do.
I would accept that. Would you not accept that, Jay?
I am unfit to raise people.
Or you're working with a crack group of bird code breakers and Native Americans that are trying to win a war. You are a goddamn windwalker.
Period.
And that is our show. We just came up with 2 movies on this thing. We came up with the comedy,
Only Fran,
and Windwalkers. Boom. There you go. We're coming up with ideas for you. That's how we do. We love you guys. There's another show. Stay protected. Stay connected. Don't get infected. This is not a hoax.
But we've got the jokes.
Please wear a mask, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da.